very good evening to you, and welcome back to the Gelora Bung Karno Stadium, where it's going to be the second game of the day. We did start off with a crack of a match as Philippines got the better of Malaysia 2-0. This, of course, is going to be the second game and the one that we've been waiting for, as the host nation, Indonesia, will welcome Brunei Darussalam to their stable. This, of course, is bound to be a thriller. And we've got a decent crowd that's turned up as well. Let's very quickly remind you, the second game of the ASEAN Under-23 Mandiri Cup 2025 will kick into action in just a little bit as our players get ready to come on. Do stay with us as we take you through the action. We'll get you acquainted with our players as well as with the officials in just a little bit. But for now, the reminder that if you're expecting the next game to be a low-scoring one, I would say think again. We've got a couple of big guns in here, and you've got a team that has traveled and come here that has a great amount of spirit as well. Always love the fact that there are, well, kids to escort the players. It's one of the greatest things I think that's ever done in football. So do stay with us. We will have the national anthems of the respective countries that are on pitch in just a little bit. So first up, it's going to be the national anthem of Brunei Darussalam. Stay with us.
Please stand up if you are able to for the national anthem of hadirin dimohon berdiri untuk lagu kebangsaan Brunei Darussalam.
It's time for the national anthem of Indonesia. So here we have the Indonesian lineup. It's going to include Mohamed Ardancia, the goalkeeper. Captain Mohamed Ferrari will be joined in defence with Donny Tripamungkas, Brandon Marcel and Ahmed Maulana. In midfield we've got Rob Davis, Tony Firmansia, Mohamed Ryan, Akhtar Fikri and Rahmat Arjuna-Reski. Jess Raven will take up the strike. Let's also get you acquainted with our officials for the day. I do love those kids. Those children are absolutely such a joy. And that too in uniform. Absolutely adorable. Well, as the lads for Brunei Darussalam and Team Indonesia line up, well, Team Indonesia, of course, oh, you still have a few children in there. I do wish they'd stayed for the picture. Would have been awesome to see them here. Our main match officials, Mohamed Zulfikar of Singapore will be our main referee. He's being assisted by Thanate Chuchuan of Thailand and Nguyen Lam Mindang of Vietnam. Our fourth official is Nguyen Manhai of Vietnam. Our reserve assistant referee is Aichit Mo of Myanmar. Our match commissioner Abu Bakar Mohamed Saifuddin of Malaysia. Our referee assessor Shamsuri Vidya Habiba Binti of Malaysia. Our captains, shake on it. That's Mohamed Ferrari in the red, and it's Abdul Hafi, the captain for Brunei Darussalam. Brunei Darussalam going with the 4-4-2 formation. They do have Mohamed Khairul Hisiam, the goalkeeper, Abdul Hafi, the captain, Mohamed Danish, Mohamed Azrin Daniel, Mohamed Mafik Danish, Mohamed Ali Munawar, Mohamed Al Khalil, Mohamed Siafik, Mohamed Irfan, Mohamed Hazik, and of course Mohamed Nazri Ayman. Those are our, well, reserve, or rather a package on the bench, and it's a fairly strong bench strength that we're looking at for both sides. Especially, I'm going to throw the bench strength slightly in favour of the host nation. A couple of rock solid players in there, and they might make a difference. So it's all happening right here. Gerald Mervyn Vandenberg, the head coach. He also assists Patrick Kluivert of who's the main national coach of Team Indonesia, and he plays assistant to him, but he's the head coach of the under-23 team. It will be interesting to see how these lads will play out the encounter. I've been to Brunei many times, covered a few games there, absolutely love the people. And that's Aminuddin Jumat, who is the head coach of the Brunei under-23 team. Jens Raven. A lot rests on his shoulders in terms of the strike here today. And there we go into the first half itself. It's going to be a big one here. Remember, Indonesia, well, playing host to Brunei Darussalam, and that's pretty much where all the politeness will end, because now it gets into the competition, and that's the way it's always got to be. So straight into it. Keep in mind the fact we've got a decent, well, turnout as well today. A couple of fans, family, friends that have come to support the team. Remember, while it's the home team playing, the host nation's always going to have their own countrymen come forward, you know, to watch them and support them. Brunei in yellow jerseys and white shorts. Indonesia in full red with the white streaks running down the sides. And keeper Mohamed Ardiancia just sending the ball back. Needs to, well, get the action restarted. Any rush forward will do. And Ryan Hanan really chasing it as best as he could. Let's remind you, of course, that in case you have joined us, well, just after we started, this is the ASEAN Under-23 Mandiri Cup 2025. We've got 10 nations in here, and right now a chant. Oh, that is sublime! That is absolutely sublime! Jens Raven with a strike, and what an assist there from Ryan Hanan. Mohammed Ryan Hanan, beautiful assist. And what a finish, a gentle tuck-in towards the right corner of that goal. 1-0 Indonesia. Well, we knew it was going to break down pretty fast with the number 8, Ryan Hanan. He was chasing it down a couple of times over, down that right flank, trying to create an opportunity. Could be a chance here for Brunei as well. A quick run in there from, well, Haziq Nakiuddin chasing it down. Throw in taken by his captain. Just a quick caution there from the official. And that's for Abdul Hafi. So that was a pretty quick goal. Well, I don't know if you were expecting it that fast. Just putting that into space was Tony. Chasing it down was Rahmat. There's always going to be a golden opportunity in store. And every time the Team Indonesia, of course, do get up close, you do know for certain that there's going to be a bit of a, well, issue for Brunei. Here's Hisham. And that's Khairul Hisham, who is the keeper for Brunei Darussalam. It's interesting to see how well the visitors do tackle the home team. Well, just a quick effort to clear that away from the captain. It's definitely an offside call as well. And that is more for, looks like Jens Raven was up there. Or was it this young man who's been creating worries here for the Brunei team, Ryan Hanan? Well, just as I said earlier, 10 teams in the mix here. And this is Group A that we are concerned with today. We move on to the other groups starting off from tomorrow. In Group A, we have, well, 87% possession. It's a bit too early in the game to actually look at that, but in the first 5 minutes just gives you a sign. Team Indonesia have come in with, well, that hunger to win. I don't think there's, they're not going to get their foot off the pedal at any point of time. It certainly looks like it. And those first 5 minutes will give you a bit of a eye view of what to expect. So Indonesia, Malaysia, Philippines and Brunei are slotted into Group A. It's a very interesting group because, well, the Philippines defeated Malaysia 2-0 in the earlier game, and that's Aminuddin Jumat, the head coach of Brunei. So this is the second game being played in Group A on day one. It's a lovely setting, a decent evening. I think the referee just calling that Did notice an infringement, it was straight off the hand. Brunei get the benefit of that call. Will it be Siafik to take it? Or will it be Hazik? That is Siafik who takes it, will flight it about the goal, so there's no worries as yet for Team Indonesia. The Danish will applaud that. So very interesting to see how this has played out well until now. And I do believe you've definitely got an opportunity to, well, see a lot more. In the other groups, we've got Vietnam, Cambodia and Laos that are in Group B. And in Group C, Thailand, Myanmar and Timor-Leste. Indonesia could pretty much be the favourites for this tournament. Well, they're playing on home ground. They've got home comforts on offer in terms of the crowd, in terms of the pitch that they know best. This is the stadium that they play all their games at. Another opportunity here for Team Indonesia. And that's a good stop. But there's still a chance. And Jens Raven nets the brace here. It was a bit too much for keeper Hisam to contain. Well, he did deny Ahmed Maulana first. Jens Raven, well, just making amends there for his teammate being denied a chance. And this time the assist coming from Robbie Davis. Oh, that is the fine finish. He's actually covered both ends of the goal, Jens Raven. First it was well, the right-hand corner, this time he goes for the left-hand corner. It's 2-0. It's fairly early. And I was just saying this a while back. Don't forget that Team Indonesia are really the powerhouse in this contest. Well, let's not, put off Vietnam, or the defending champions. But the current squad, just looking at the current under-23 squad for the home team. Here's Robbie Davis back again. Decides to craft one, but that'll be put up by Hisam. So the Brunei keeper just doing what was needed. So you've got a couple of players who can make a difference here, and I do believe it's absolutely fine work being done. Corner opportunity that will be taken by Arkan Fikri. Was looking to glance that in, but unfortunate there for Ryan Hanan. And there's one thing that you will notice about the Indonesian under-23 squad. They actually play both sides of the field, and I mean sides, not halves. And if you notice, they do swap positions very, very easily. And that's just how versatile, well, these players have become. Quick pass back from the captain, Mohamed Ferrari. Taking it forward once again, here's Doni Pamungkas. Well, looking to provide, but that's straight off the opposition, and he'll be happy about it. But as long as there's a corner earned, it's worth its weight in gold. There's Arkan back again. And that was pretty much pinball there, but good defensive work put up by the visitors. And that's going to go past the away post. Brunei trying to regroup. Ryan Hanan just trying to provide. It's Arkan now. Gets it straight back to his captain, Mohamed Ferrari. It will be interesting to see how well these lads in yellow and white to combat the red. Well, there goes Ryan back again. It could have been deja vu. Jens Raven this time gets it past the near post. And Robbie Davis, well, looking on. Oh, that was such a sweet assist. Beautifully done there by Mohamed Ryan Hanan. That midfield lineup, if you just look at it and you kind of glance at it again, and it tells you a bit of a story with the way the lads have been going about their business here. And that's keeper Hisiam sending it back, but not for too long. Just right behind it. Well, it did look like it was Arkan who was awaiting that shot, but his teammate, well, Arjuna, knocking that away from the target. Well, there are just some days when you feel like you want to take that ball and slot it home yourself, and you've got to go with your conviction. But all said and done, it's still 14 minutes in. Indonesia lead by 2-0 over Brunei. And I do think that Brunei will have to regroup. They'll have to rethink their steps. And I was just saying that Team Indonesia, well, every time I start talking about them and they get close to the Brunei goal, and that's what I mean. Here goes Ahmed Maulana, and it's taken away from him. Well played there by Haziq Nakiuddin. And that's keeper Khairul Hisiam. Well, he did have a very good save. Some more power to him. Robbie Davis will receive it back from Hanan. There goes Jens Raven. As well spotted by Captain Huffy. Straight back to Ferrari. And here's keeper Mohamed Ardiansyah. 82% possession for Team Indonesia, 18 for Brunei, 6 attempts on goal for Indonesia, 1 for Brunei, 3 on target for Team Indonesia. Oh, that's another save. Well played there by the Brunei keeper as he keeps Ryan Hanan at bay. Very sweet pass there. Arkan with the back pass to his teammate. So opportunities galore still loom here for Team Indonesia. So the Indonesian, well, under-23 team, they finished runners-up in the last ASEAN under-23 championship, which was played 2 years ago. They also reached the semi-finals of the under-23 Asian Cup in Qatar that year. They were on a streak. Now much is expected from them right now. Centre-back Mohamed Ferrari, who who's leading the team today. He was a key player in both those tournaments that I mentioned, and he's been called up again as Indonesia do want to win a second, well, ASEAN under-23 title. This time, of course, the Mandiri Cup 2025. Their maiden victory was in 2019. Oh, that's a lovely pass, and what a miss! What a miss! Jens Raven setting it up. A bit unfortunate there for Arjuna. Did try to slot that home. Well, agonizingly close to the away post. Well, he definitely had the right intent. But he was up against keeper Hisiam one-on-one. But there's always got to be more opportunities. So it's still Indonesia 2, Brunei 0. Brunei, of course, will have to group themselves together. They will have to come up with a plan of their own. Robbie Davis taking the kick, but we've got a lad down. That, of course, is Hazik Nakyudin. Did get a view of our coach as well, and that's Gerald Mervyn Vandenberg. He's the former Dutch player. Served as the assistant coach of the Indonesian national team, and he's currently the head coach of the under-23 national team. He does assist former legendary, Netherlands as well as Barcelona player Patrick Kluivert, who's now Kluivert is the coach of Team Indonesia, and Vandenberg for the under-23. Was a great player in his day. 372 games and 112 goals in the league when he played for Ajax and PSV combined. He's been quite a star. 40 appearances for Netherlands. Played at the 1990 World Cup and the Euro 1988. Winning the Euro 1988 with his team. What a team that was. And here he is now mentoring these lads. Well, Ryan setting that up. Here goes Davis. Oh, bingo! It was just going to be 1, 2, and 3. And Arkan coming to the party this time as he joins Jens Raven. Here we go. Ryan setting it up, sending it to Robbie Davis. Davis positioning it for Arkan, who just steps in and knocks that home. 3-0 Team Indonesia. That really played out like it did in an arcade, if you ask me. So what a joy here that we're looking at. Jens Raven with the brace, and then of course we did have Arkan Fikri with the third goal. Just about, we've not even got to the first quarter, and that's just about 3 goals too many. So interesting turn of events, and it's going to be quite a joy to see now Brunei fight back, because there's still a good bit of time left. Now every time an Indonesian player does get the ball, you know that this stadium's going to go wild. But more importantly, every time a goal is scored, you probably can't hear even the player celebrating. It's that loud. And what a joy it is. Absolutely magical here. And we do hope it continues in the same vein right through. Matter of fact, it'll probably get even more exciting and louder by the time we get to the knockout stage. But for now, it's time for us to sit back and take in the skill of these young lads. Here goes Arjuna. Team Indonesia still with it. Oh, what a wonderful way to go. Keeper Hisiam will keep it away. And Indonesia very persistent. Well, that was a flurry of attacks, and Robbie Davis gets the last say. But it's not an answer, just a statement of fabulous work being done here earlier by Doni Pamungkas. Doni Pamungkas, well, does play down the wing. Just putting a good bit of skill on display here. There's always that talk of, whether Donny Pamungkas, and it's always on the net, whether he was related to the legendary player Bambam Pamungkas, and he's not. But Donny's younger brother does play as well. Donny is the younger brother of Joko Sesonko. Here's Rayan back again with an assist, and that's timely work from keeper Hisham. Well, knew he had to stop that. Just put the brakes on Jens Raven for a little bit. Well, if you actually sit and read into the game, and the Indonesian attack has got options, and that's what they put on display here. And that's been the interesting part. It's not just about them going about that same routine, coming down the right flank, setting it up from there. But they can set it up from the middle, from the center as well. And I think that's the key, well, in this matchup. Here's Donny back again. There's definitely got to be a bit of action in here. Now's Riaimon. Trying to keep a watch there on these lads. Remember, Arkan Fikri might be just very keen on leveling with his teammate Jens Raven. He might want a second goal for himself too. Abdul Hafi taking the throw-in. This time it's Robbie Davis. That possession hasn't changed at all. Jens Raven awaiting it, but that's good defensive work being done here. Now it's Riaimon getting it away, but not for too long. Donny stealing possession once again. Straight off to Robbie Davis. We're sent back by Rayan Hanan. It's been very fluid movement from the Indonesian players. On the outside now, yes, Ekmat Maulana. That won't find its way through, but I do see Mohamed Rayan Hanan appealing. Well, one thing is for certain, the Indonesia under-23 do play a very lethal game, but it really will be quite a test when they go up against the other teams as well. But they've started off in the manner that they were expected to, with a bang. 3 goals in the bag already. Still a little under 19 minutes to go. Here's Donny. Well, finding Brandon. Brandon with the quick clearance. Another throw-in opportunity. Well, all the lads in the under-23, of course, do play for clubs. And Jens Raven, who is currently 19 years old. Plays as a striker. He was born in Dordrecht, Netherlands. He's a tall lad, 6'2". In his youth, he did play for SV Nootdorp and Dordrecht. So Jens Raven playing, well, he does play for Bali United. He joined the club this year. And earlier he was playing for SV Nootdorp. He's also played for the Dordrecht youth team. Part of the Indonesia under-20, 8 goals and 17 appearances from last year to this year. He's now, of course, was still a part of that, as well as a part of the under-23. And what an escape, and no collision there as well. So Rayan Hanan does leap over, as keeper Hisham says. Well, I'll be just grateful for that moment. Here's Ferrari. Sending it ahead was Brandon Marcel. Just closing in on 30 minutes here. And it is still 3 goals for the count. So I do believe it's an interesting time for the home fans. Well, that's got to be a bit of feeble defense, and it will be punished. You just put that ball right in the path of Indonesia's under-23's best striker. And Jens Raven will take that with open arms as he nets a hat-trick. It's now 4-0. Well, was trying to clear that, it looks like, but Nazik Ayman putting that right in the palm of Raven, who very gratefully accepted it and said, well, I'll take it from here. Literally exploring every single angle that he can inside, with the goal. 2 to the low corners, left and right. 1, well, flighting that to the top corner. So a hat-trick here for Jens Raven. 4 goals for the count. And I do believe that there's a lot to expect still from this game. Well, the lads in yellow and white just a little bit overwhelmed for this part, because that Indonesian attack, well, has been strong. Can't take it away from them. And I did say this earlier, they are being considered one of the favorites for this tournament as well. And there goes another one. It's open season here as Jens Raven has got 4 goals. Oh, he's certainly having a good time. There's no doubt about it. It's a big run from him. Well, there's no way he was going to deny that. Lovely throw in as well. All it needed was a finish. Using his instep. It's now 5 goals for the count and 4 for Jens Raven. A quartet for Jens Raven. There you go. 2 minutes, 8 minutes, 30 minutes, and 32 minutes. He's actually spacing it out. And I do believe the Brunei defense will just have to, well, dig a little deeper, you know, leave off the attack and try and thwart any attacks that are coming in from the red and white. That might be the name of the game at this point of time. Once again we go here, it's Ryan. Looks like there might be something in here for him as well. Instead it's Ahmed who tries to create an opportunity. And that's another one. Absolutely blazing here. Ryan Hanan wanted a piece of the pie for quite a period of time. And he's finally come to the party after all those assists. After getting all those goals started. Here's one for himself. Didn't work too hard for that. Picked that up and just slotted it home. Made it look as simple as possible, but that's a decently crafted goal. And it's now Hanan who's in the mix as well. And 6-0. It's a bit of a staggering lead in that first, well, part of the game. And believe you me, there's still going to be a lot more time. 10 minutes to be precise. It's currently just 35. Ferrari will chase it down just as he receives it. So 19 attempts from Indonesia on goal with 9 on target. And 1 for Brunei with none on target. Well, here goes Donny. Quick pass back from Donny Pamungkas. Arkan Fikri. There's Mohamed Ferrari. Ferrari finding, well, Hanan. It's only to receive it back. Goes Arkan this time. Straight off to Ahmed. Here's Arkan. Back to Ahmed. It's back to Arkan. Davis sidesteps it. Oh, that's a decent delivery in. Did try to chest that to set it down, but it was always going to be a bit of a challenge here. That was Arjuna. Davis trying to pull away. And straight into the waiting arms of Khairul Hisham. Will be grateful to have the ball back with him rather than behind him. And I think the goalkeeper, well, he was beginning to look just a little bit shaky a while back. It's probably the heat as well, and he's had to really work hard, especially against this young lad. And he was, well, looking tired a bit earlier. You could see that. It's probably it's very humid, to be fair, and so glad the guys have got a You know, the lads have got a rehydration break. And he's taken a few knocks with, you know, a few jumps as well. And that's the goals that were struck.
Hey, Brunei, go, go, go.
Against Raven, of course, having struck 4 of them. So I do believe keeper Hesiam's back in, and that's good to see him will stand his ground. I think it was just the heat, and did take a couple of knocks every time he did dive. Well, the pressure's been on him, to be, you know, fair to him. He's had much to deal with. Here's Rayan. Arkan. Sent back by Ahmed. Ferrari. It's Tony for Muncia. Now closing in. Donny Pamunkas. Putting that right ahead for his teammate Ramat Arjuna. Arkan will let it slip by. Tony back in. Decent delivery. Defensive work being carried out here by Daniel, and now Arjuna's down. And Irfan Abdullah can't believe it. Well, the last thing you want to do is have a foul inside the box, and I think there is an appeal for it. We're just trying to figure out. But the referee, well, has pointed to the spot. No appeals here. And that's, well, I was just going to say I'll be, because if Jens Raven steps up to take it, well, there he is. It's going to be a quintet if he nails it. But if keeper Hesiam can stop it, it'll be interesting. So Irfan Abdullah, guilty of bringing down Ramat Arjuna. And that was going to stay hidden. So 5 goals for the count here for Jens Raven. And now it's 7-0. So Hanan and Arkan coming to the party as well, but Jens Raven's just increased his goal tally. And isn't showing any signs of stopping any moment soon. Just about 3.5 minutes shy of hitting the 45. And it's 7 goals to many. Well, I did say it was going to be a scoring game. I did not say it was going to be one team. And I would still love to see Brunei get back into the mix here. Ahmed with the throw-in. Here's Hanan. So 20 attempts on goal from Team Indonesia and 10 on target. For Brunei, it's been 1 attempt with none on target, which means 3 good saves there from keeper, well, Khairul Hesiam. And he can take heart from that for sure. He's been the hardest working member of his team, and that's because, well, Team Indonesia have kept him on his toes right through. Robbie Davis stretches the entire length of the field, or should I say the breadth actually. Yes, Hanan. Getting it past Hasik Nakiuddin. Now it's Ahmed. Back to Arkan. Arkan sending it to Ferrari. Ferrari will send it back to, well, his teammate. That's Brandon Marcel. Arkan receiving it from Rayan Hanan. Now Tony Fermoncia. Good pass there from Brandon. Back to Ahmed. That's Mohammed Bazley. That's pulled away. Bit of joy here. Danish Sharli. She's trying to make the difference here. Sorry. Closing in on the 45 here. It's, well, still 7 goals for the count.
Yeah.
2 minutes of added time. Well thrown in for stoppages. Joy there from Danish, and it was Mohammed Bazley who pulled it away for his team, but just for a little while. And I think the key has really been the fact that Team Indonesia have not allowed, well, Brunei to really enjoy any possession here today. It's been very minimal. They made sure that they've kept the ball with themselves most of the time, and that's a craft. Don't forget that, well, Indonesia also play, they will have to play Team Malaysia and Team Philippines. Ahmed finding Arkan. Here's Tony. Back to Arkan. Tony finding Ferrari. Mohammed Ferrari puts that into space. Jens Raven will get to it, but the flag's gone up. And to be fair, keeper Hisiam had it covered this time. Well, he's going to have, well, blinders on the right and the left every time he gets the ball, Jens Raven. That's second nature to any striker. Get the ball and you go ahead with it. How many strikers have you seen that'll actually stop to look at the flag on the left or the right? Probably hear the whistle. Sometimes they can't even hear that. And there's still time for one kick. That was Azrin Daniel. Well, taking the kick. And the referee Mustafa Mohammed Zulfikar of Singapore brings this action, well, to an end in the first period. It has been a big one here for Team Indonesia, and the fans have turned up. You can't help but feel a bit awful here for keeper Hisiam. He's been the sole crusader for his team, literally, and the pressure's been on him. But having said that, Brunei will, of course, have a chat in the dressing room, and they probably will come back with a change in their approach. But for now, here's the man of the moment with 5 goals in the bag, Jens Raven. Let's not forget that Arkan and Hanan also struck. And at half-time, it's Indonesia 7, Brunei Darussalam 0. Well, do stay with us because we've still got another 45 to go. We're also going to show you, well, a few bits and bobs, during the break. And, well, join us back again in just a little bit. Make sure you do. Welcome back to second half action in the ASEAN Under-23 Mandiri Cup 2025. This, of course, is Team Indonesia and Team Brunei that are locked in a battle here. For all things said and done, well, it is Team Indonesia who took a massive lead into the break. 7 goals for the count, and here we go with the substitutions. Donny Pamungkas comes off, and it is, well, Firman Juliancia who's in. You also have Yardan Yafi who's come in for Rayhan Hanan, and for Arkan Fikri, there's Altaf Indi Al-Rizki. You've also got Frankie Diana Misa who'll replace Rahmat Arjuna Reski. So 4 substitutions here for Team Indonesia. And it was Indonesia that took a 7-goal lead into the break. 5 of those were struck by Jens Raven, the number 21 and lead striker of the Indonesia Under-23 team. And there we go. Referee Mustafa Mohammed Zulfikar will set the second, well, half into action. Well, fresh pair of feet and looking to cover a good bit of ground here for Team Indonesia. This time around, that was Firman Juliancia. Well, most of the lads, and 2 of the lads, of course, who have moved off the field, Rayhan Hanan and Arkan Fikri, well, doing a lot for the team earlier. Here goes Jens Raven again, and this time he will be denied by keeper Hisiam. Well, definitely keen on striking another goal here, no doubt about it. And that's what happened. Not too much of aggression in that attack, just decided to let that roll. I did say this, Brandon Marcel, he's manned that defense lines really well with Captain Mohamed Ferrari. It's been a very interesting, well, turn of events as far as an eye view of what to expect, concerning Team Indonesia. Quick run there from Yardan Yafi. Yardan, well, trying to make a few inroads there for his team. Well, did see him warming up earlier. Knew he was going to come on. A number of these lads really are looking to, make the difference for their squad here today. But what an event it's been. 85% possession for Team Indonesia, 15% for Brunei, 20 attempts with 10 on target for Indonesia, 1 attempt with none on target so far for Team Brunei. And I do believe that Brunei just being overwhelmed a little bit from, the time that Indonesia started scoring. And the lads in red and white just not giving the lads in yellow and white a chance. With the ball, they've been trying to keep possession away all the time successfully. Here's Frankie. Well, that's a low assist straight in. Defensive measures being taken here by Azrin Daniel. Well, as he keeps Jens Raven at bay. But it will be a corner opportunity. And haven't given you really the Brunei keeper's name, going in for the shot corner this time, and that was Firman. Jens Raven, well, appealing for a handball, but that's pulled away. I think smartly done there. Brunei defense now actually grouping together. Oh, a bit of a collision that would have been. An attempt there, and it was, well, Altaf Indi, right in the path of Brandon. And Brunei will win the benefit of that call. Brandon Marcel. Well, just guilty of a misdemeanor, which means chance here for Brunei to try and reduce the deficit, maybe get the first goal in. And that's what transpired. It was Hazik Nakiuddin. Well, it was brought down. Hazik having a quick word there with well, his teammates. Conversation with Siafik Hilmi. And all the tall lads have come out. That's, well, Branton, Ekmed, and Jens Raven. And Jens, I think, just making sure that, well, Altaf Indi can cover a bit of ground and not stand too close. Here's Siafik. And once again, it's over the target. Does work as the spot kick specialist for Brunei. So not much has changed since we got back onto the pitch. Of course, we have seen some, well, interesting bits of defense from Team Brunei. And that's been a good thing so far. So Frankie looking to make a difference as well. Here's Branton. Gets that across to Mohamed Ferrari. He's a fairly seasoned player in his own right now, Mohamed Ferrari. Just 22 years old. Works as a right back or a centre back and play up in defensive midfield. And that'll be collected safely by the Brunei keeper as Altaf Indi, well, takes his shot at the goal. Well, those attacks won't stop coming, and it certainly looks like, well, Team Indonesia are very keen on making the difference here. I do believe they'd want to add a bit more to their tally, and this young man has also got the same intent. That's Firman Juliancia. And we've got a change here for Team Brunei as Mohamed Azari Daniel will come in for Danish Shairi. So Mohamed Danish Shairi will come off. And Mohamed Azari Daniel will replace him. Bit of a stumble, but he'll steady himself together, and that's definitely going to be a caution here as Altaf Indi is pulled down, and it's Azrin Daniel who will receive it. It is the number 4. was Irfan who got the party started there, but looks like it's Aswin Daniel who did get a final touch of the player, that is. So Tony Vermontia will step up to take the free kick. Could definitely be an opportunity in here. Wall did rush in to try and tap that, and that was Ahmed. And just a confirmation that, of course, a yellow card has been handed out to player number 16. That's Mohammad Irfan Abdullah. The rightfully, well, the aggressive touch did come from player number 4. So, 54 minutes in. And I think keeper Hissam does need a bit of attention. I do wonder whether they might think of a substitution. Well, it's the third time that he's actually sat down. And I do believe it's been a tiring time for him. And that was Jens Raven the previous time around when Brunei keeper, well, thwarted the danger. It was a good setup coming in from the new player on, Yardan Yafi, who set it up for Raven. And here's the Brunei keeper. Just in case I haven't given you his full name, it's Mohammad Khairul Hisham. Good pass there, that'll be picked up by Altaf Indi. Was looking to set that back up, and Team Brunei managed to get it away. It's a quick chase down for it. And, well, the captain of Indonesia just making sure it's back with the keeper. And that's Ardiansyah. Sidestepping it now. And that was Altaf. And here's, well, finally, Asik Nakiuddin. And an attempt that's going to stream forward. We got to credit Azari Daniel. Well, he came in on the pitch just recently. But if you've got the intent, and that does deserve respect regardless. So, all said and done. Well, no change in the scoreline, but Team Brunei just playing a tad bit stronger. Having said that, we've got a lot of fresh, well, feet on the pitch for Team Indonesia. Decent interception there. And that was Abdul Hafi, who for my money is probably, well, next to keeper Khairul Hisham, the best player on the team. Well, quickly done there as the Indonesian keeper gets it away to Brandon Marcel. It's back to Brandon. Mohamed Ferrari. It's a very organized defense. Ferrari on the right, you know, Brandon on the left. And then you've got about a couple of midfielders in there. 2 wingers, of course, and then a couple of midfielders. Rock solid formation, if you ask me. And I think it's worked out very well for the team so far. Just looking back at Mohamed Ferrari. He's 22 years old, 5'11". Started his career, club career playing for Persija Jakarta, and now plays for Bayangkara Persisi. He joined them in 2025. Has played for the under-20, under-23, and he's also represented Indonesia on 8 occasions. That's the senior team, with 2 goals in the bag. He was the Liga 1 Young Player of the Month in August 2022. And the ASEAN Under-23 Championship runner-up in 2023. Southeast Asian Games gold medalist in 2023. He's been quite a star to watch in the action, and as I said, not one of the rising stars in the ASEAN, but he is an established star. He's an absolutely reliable player. Packs in a good bit of packs in a bit of wisdom that seasoned players carry with them, so that tells you a story. And then you've got, well, so many of the lads that we've looked at today, you know, really much will be expected from them in the next few years because they put so much of skill on display. That includes players from the Indonesian team like Arkan and Ryan Hanan, Robbie Davis. Oh, they certainly, and it shows the slight bit of a difference, you know, with their presence, you know, on the pitch. The pace of the game was very, very frenetic, and that's just changed a tad bit now. It's a little bit easier having said that. Might have to eat my words. And Team Brunei not being decisive enough, but this time they do get it away from Jens Raven. Will be a throw-in opportunity for Team Indonesia. Straight back here to Brandon. Robbie Davis still very much on the pitch. Here's Brandon. Gets it to Ferrari. Well, that's a long ball for certain as well. Jens Raven tries to outpace that, and it's in. Well, did it cross the line? Yes, it did. And that's 6 goals too many now. Oh, just got to get a view of what transpired there. The long ball came in. Definitely got a touch of that. That left foot just needed to guide that home. And the long ball there from Captain Ferrari. Just a light touch. Straight past the hands of the Brunei keeper. It's now 8-0. And Jens Raven has got 7 goals. Well, it's just turning out to be his night. There's no doubt about it. He's claimed it, put his stamp on it, put a seal on it. And the referee will call that out. Asik Nakiuddin not happy, but well, all's fair between the lads as they get on with it. .85% possession for Indonesia. Brunei, of course, 15% now. 24 attempts with 13 on target for Team Indonesia, 2 for, well, Team Brunei. captain Abdul Hafi. Always has a bit of a smile on his face to keep the spirits of his lads up as well. His defensive measures being taken here by Nasri Ayman, as keeps the ball away from Yardan Yafi. And another corner opportunity presents itself here for Team Indonesia, as we close in on 65 minutes. Robbie Davis will chase it down. Well, that's a bullet of a shot that'll be kept away. Wonderful work being done here by the Brunei custodian this time around. Well, that's a fancy bit of footwork. Well set up there for Altaf Hindi. Jens Raven, and this time a timely enough move from Aswin Daniel as he gets that ball away. Was a very good pass earlier, in case you missed that, from Frankie Diana Misa. Well, just trying to set one up. Got Irfan Abdullah, who's down. And that's just as well, the coach of Indonesia decides to get a bit of hydration. That's, once again, that's Gerald Mervyn Wanberg. Robbie Davis also needs a cool drink of water after all that running around. Meanwhile, very patiently, Firman's been waiting his turn. And that's pinball straight off the captain and out of the field, or out of the playing area. Well, Ferrari right place at the right time, but wasn't expecting that ball to move so fast towards him. I don't think he's got anything to complain about now, because, well, his team have 8 in the bag, and it looks like, well, they might still be hungry for more. There's about 22 minutes still left of action in this matchup. The keeper Hisham will keep it away, even as Yardan was a bit too close for comfort. It's been a while since keeper Adhiansia had any chance or any time with the ball, and he finally gets a little bit in. Well, Altaf is down and no one's giving Wafik a hand up. Well, it was Altaf. Well, both the lads guilty of holding on to each other for dear life. It's probably the reason why referee Mustafa Mohammed would have just had play continue, but It is an opportunity here as Azran Daniel takes, well, the free kick for his team, and that's for it's a caution being handed out here. For Mohamed Bazli. So Mohamed Bazli, well, did stick a foot out there, and I do believe keeper Adancia will just obstruct it. So a caution for Mohamed Bazli, and a card's been pulled out. This time keeper Hisham will make sure he proves to be an obstacle for not one but two players to jump over. And safe hands there from the Brunei keeper. Just about 20 minutes left in this encounter as Indonesia continue to lead 8-0. Keeper Hisham's got it covered. It's the second time around that Jens Ravens has appealed for a handball. Well, there's definitely going to be, well, something in here for, well, Team Brunei. If they can pull even a goal out of it, there will be a bit of joy, a bit of pride restored as well. Having said that, they've still got two more tests to go through. They'll be up to play against the Philippines as well as against Malaysia. That's because all these four countries are in one group. Once again, here goes Firman Chiliancia, setting that up for Yardan, who will be denied an opportunity this time around. So all said and done. But here we go. Firman chasing it down, keeps that ball within the line of play. Looks to set it up for Yardan. Just taken a bit of a knock, but it wasn't intentional. It was more an unintended, well, collision. Here's Robbie Davis. And this time it's almost, well, another move there. Wafik Danish was in front of Davis. We've got two players down. First it was Mohamed Ali Munawar. And this is what transpired. Firman trying to set that up. Yardan with the kick. Robbie Davis did get a bit of a knock there when he collided with Wafik Danish. Well, there will be a bit of added time thrown in for stoppages, but don't forget, there are no deciders, well, till we actually get to the knockout stages. These games, of course, will play their course. And then you've got the points table, which, will be tallied at the end, depending especially if, two nations are tied on points. That corner opportunity won't get the team too far. This time it was, Brandon Marcel who decided to step in and do the honors. So Dominicus Dion Octavian comes in for Robbie Davis. Pass there and a chance for Team Indonesia to get back into it. Here's Hazari Daniel, who showed quite a bit of promise, gets it into the box, but that will be taken away by Brandon Marcel. Well, just in case you weren't, acquainted with the stadium, I have to tell you that the Gelora Bung Karno Stadium, literally known as the Bung Karno, Sports Arena Main Stadium, it was formerly called Senayan Main Stadium and Gelora Senayan Main Stadium. It's a multi-purpose sports arena located right here in the heart of central Jakarta, Indonesia. It's been used for many football matches, especially for the national team and, of course, for the Liga 1 club Persija Jakarta. The reason the stadium is named Sukarno is quite simple. The reason why the stadium is named that is because it's named after the then president of Indonesia, who literally kick-started the idea of building the sports complex, and that was President Sukarno. Attendance in the past has reached record levels. At one point of time, the stadium could accommodate 100,000. 150,000 is the max that have been present here. Not in its current state, because the stadium was renovated from 2016 to 2018, and now 77,193 can be seated. And if you ask me, why does it get less when there's more modernization that steps in? That's because of increased safety measures. We also have Captain Abdul Hafi, who'll exit, and coming in for him it is Mohammad Danish Ayman. It's been quite an evening here for Abdul Hafi, who is the captain of Brunei. And, the assistant referee saying, come on, laddie, let's get it on with. So Hafi Herman is off. And Danish Ayman has come in for him. Irfan will take the throw-in. Lovely through pass there as Azari Daniel was trying to close it down. Mohamed Ferrari restoring it back to his keeper. Irfan will take the throw-in. And it's an interesting time here because we get into the last 10 minutes. As I said earlier, we will have a little bit of, well, added time will be thrown in. But what's strange is we've seen 7 goals scored, well, earlier, and just 1 goal in this second period. And I did say that earlier, Team Brunei have also been defending a lot stronger. And they did get a word from, well, their coach. There's no doubt about it. So here we go back to the action. It's been a very, very interesting evening for us. Well, keep in mind the fact we've still got, well, more games coming up, and that, of course, happens tomorrow. But for now, our focus is still very much here. Keeper Khairul Hisyam that we've been watching right through for Brunei. He plays for DPMM2, just 20 years old. Well, picking it up here. Looks like there might be something in here for, well, Indonesia all over again. One thing is for certain, that Team Indonesia are still keeping that possession record of theirs straight intact. 28, well, attempts on goal, and I'm only chuckling because that's just about heaving, if you ask me. Well, persistence will pay off. And I do believe that's what, you know, the home team believe in very strongly. Yes, Ahmed. I think we've got another player down this time. It's our Brunei lad, and that's Hazik Nakiuddin. So Hazik Nakiuddin just getting his getting the magic spray on. I think he's still, well, just outside the pitch. And Jens Raven also seemed to have been, well, stumbling towards the ball. Almost thought that he was doing it in fun, but I think he's, well, just a bit fatigued as well. I won't be surprised if, you know, they do. Well, pull him out. His movements have been a little bit slow, but I could be wrong. Irfan to take the throw-in. And that's for Brunei. Will try and swing his arm over as much as he can. That's intercepted there for the time being by Frankie. We've got a substitution for, well, Team Brunei. As Basley comes off, and in for him. Well, it's Mohammed Al-Kholi. We also have, well, other lads coming in. So Danish Ayman has come in. And that's, well, one of our new lads in, Mohammed Danish Ayman. So Ali Munawar is replaced by Shad Mamoon. It's been a much better game in the second period from Brunei. There's no doubt about it. And while we talk, there's another player down, I'm sure. Well, it is a bit of fatigue setting in. I think the idea of actually, substituting many of the lads at half-time as they came back in, that was very smartly played there by the Indonesian coach, but wanted to give the rest of the lads a chance too. And it looks like we've had to get the stretcher in. We're just trying to figure out if it was, well, player 19, Hasik Nakiuddin, because he was struggling a little bit earlier. Throw an opportunity. And that will be, well, the restart as well. That flag's going to go up for certain. So just about a minute and a half left, and you always knew that there was going to be an offside there. Keeper Hisiam. Well, has been witness to a very, very strong attack from Team Indonesia. I did say this earlier, we'll have a bit of added time in. So 3 minutes of added time is what we have. Exactly 3 minutes of added time. And that, of course, will be in just a little bit, because there haven't been too many, well, injuries on the pitch in the second period. We did have, of course, 2 or 3 players who were affected, but they were, and that's more due to, well, the duration of the game. It's also very humid here, and it's very easy for me to be, sitting in the stands and talking, but for the players sometimes it does get, well, just a little bit cumbersome. It drains you, and, well, I've actually drunk a lot of water today. Best thing to, well, fight any humidity. So there we have it, 3 minutes of added time, that's confirmed. Let's remind you once again that tomorrow will be an all-new day, and we've got more action coming up. Well, Yardan won't get too far on that. Firman being kept away by Ayman, but not for too long. That's very interesting, as our lads try and, well, make a few amends. Altaf will still carry on. And that's Mohamed Siafik Hilmi. I think ball has had a bit of a cramp. And I think it's when he went through that tackle, well, what seemed to have hurt himself, make up by the movement of that leg. He just stopped right there, did not get up. And wearing the captain's armband, that's Aswin Daniel. Well, let's remind you that tomorrow's encounters are going to be played at the Patriot Stadium, or the Patriot Chandrabaga Stadium, which is in Bekasi, West Java, Indonesia. It's a very unique stadium by itself, has a lovely design. Just, well, a lot smaller than the Bung Karno Stadium, but it's a fabulous place that has some really good events that happen there in the world of football. So for tomorrow's fair, well, in Group B, Cambodia will be facing off with Laos, and that game, of course, will be played out at 5 o'clock Indonesia time. And the second game will be a game from Group C when Myanmar face off with Timor-Leste, and that happens at 8 o'clock Indonesia time. And that's pretty much it. Full time here. Let's remind you once again that this, of course, was day one in the ASEAN Under-23 Mandiri Cup 2025. We did finish off with Philippines getting the better of Team Malaysia 2-0. But in this, well, second game, it is Team Indonesia that scored a commanding or a resounding victory over Brunei Darussalam. Well, 7 goals in the first period, 1 goal in the second period, 8 goals for the count. And 6 of those goals being scored by Jens Raven. And the Indonesian coach, of course, the under-23 coach, Gerald Vandenberg. He'll be a happy camper here. So we do hope you enjoyed well, our coverage of this event. Let's remind you once again, tomorrow more action, so don't forget to join us. But for now, in the second game, it is the host nation, Indonesia, that defeat Brunei Darussalam 8-0. Final score, Indonesia 8, Brunei Darussalam 0. So that's pretty much it from me, Glenn, and I'll be back again tomorrow with 2 more matches. Thank you for joining me, and bye-bye for now.